Hi, my name is Kate Hudson Hall. I am an author, therapist and podcaster. My new book has been released called Anxiety Hacks, with proven techniques, tools and tips to calmness. So if you suffer from generalized anxiety, panic attacks or feel abnormally anxious about certain things, within Anxiety Hacks I show you how you can overcome these conditions successfully, enjoy a healthy and carefree life. My website is katehudson-hall.com. Anxiety Hacks is available now on Amazon.
The Frida's Cleaning Service is a small family-owned business established in 2003. With over 17 years of professional, high-quality, and greatly satisfied service, the Frida's Cleaning Service will get the job done. Specializing in sanitizing your home, business, post-construction, and commercial cleaning, no job's too big or small. See for yourself and give us a call, 567-249-9172. La Frida's Cleaning Service. Our reputation is always spotless. Hi, I'm Queen Silvy of the multiple award-winning The Queen Silvy Show. You want to expand and get noticed? Then come outside your box and into our world. Internet advertising has a real impact on global awareness and even sales, so let's make an impact together. Offering for a limited time advertising and sponsorship packages that excel your purpose. So contact Queen Silvy or Smooth Tim for the exciting opportunities that awaits. Yeah.
Hey there, this is indie artist Shanbray Price, and I rock with Queen Silvy on the Queen Silvy Show. Bye, y'all.
Good laugh, good vibe, that's for sure. Get smooth with Tim, get smooth with Tim. They have you running like you popped the pill. Once you hear the show, you ain't gonna want it to end. Get creative with the sounds you can make with your mouth. Reaching all over the world, Queen Silvy in the house. Award-winning show, got the #1 spot, look out. It's the Queen Silvy Show, 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 it's the Queen Silvy Show.
Hi, this is Joe Mass. You are listening to the Queen Silvy Show. You are now part of the royalty.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live, it's time for the silky smooth sounds of Smooth Tim and Her Majesty herself, Queen Silvy.
Hey, it is Smooth Tim, and thank you for dropping in and spending another terrific Tuesday with us on the multiple award-winning Queen Silvy Show. It is now my esteemed pleasure to bring to you the world's sexiest granny, everybody's favorite comedian, the Queen herself, Queen Silvy.
Yes, it is me, Queen Silvy, on this terrific Tuesday, the multiple award-winning The Queen Silvy Show. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are in this great world today. Smooth, how are you today?
I'm doing terrific on this Tuesday, Queen. How are you doing?
As always, I'm supercalifragilistic.
Expialidocious. I suppose it's 24/7, 365. Queen Silvy, you're just
I know.
sampling.
Amazing. Double true that, because it's true. I am amazing, but you are amazing. Smooth, you are amazing. We have an amazing guest as well as some announcements today, don't we?
Yes, we do. On today's show, we have an empowerment specialist, trainer, motivational speaker, author, singer, songwriter, Natasha Rawls. Let's see. We also have some announcements. As always, our hearts prayers going all around the world, coast to coast, sea to sea. There's always something going on. And I just wish that people would practice a little faith over fear.
That's right.
And, let's get it together, folks. And it's a lot easier to love your neighbor than to hate your neighbor. It sure is. Some analytics from last week. The United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, Mexico, Germany, Poland, Africa, Ireland, France, and Australia. We appreciate you all, folks, for tuning on in. Also, coming up just around the corner is Valentine's Day, Queen. And I know you expect something from me.
Well, every day's Valentine's Day for me. Go on and tell them.
Something from their spouse. So, what are we going to do? We could also go order them a sweet treat. What woman doesn't like a sweet treat? Easily does it. For all your sweet treat needs, they've got cookies, cakes, cupcakes. They got everything to get your sweet tooth singing.
Oh,
so go ahead and look them up on Facebook or at their website at Easily Does It. EASLEY does it all. Easily does it all.
That's what's up. You can find them on Facebook and see them videos of them nice, delicious cookies and treats. Girl, boy, it's for everyone.
Yeah, that too. Also, hey, if you didn't catch our show last week, you can always go to our website at www.thequeensilvyshow.com, or you can go to our YouTube channel, type in simply The Queen Silvy Show, and you'll be able to see the content of last Tuesday's Queen Silvy Show, and that was exceptionally good.
Always the best.
Great time. And on Wednesday, you can catch our last episode of Tim's Tidbits, which will be tomorrow night, but you can catch last week's because it's almost as relevant as what we'll talk about tomorrow, which
is the best.
Tune in. We love getting on world events and just enlightening people. How
That's
about
right.
that? We
How
are
about
here
that?
to inform you, not to influence you. That is our motto.
Can you handle that? Go check it out.
On Thursday, again, coming up, we're going to have the Now You Know show, which is a potpourri of entertainment. We have all kinds of things on there that I think you'd be interested in. So, again, check out the YouTube site, and you can catch all of our shows as well as even some major films that the Queen's been in.
A little this, a little that. It's all there.
But otherwise, that's just about it, Queen.
Thank you very much, Smooth. Hey, I want you to know that if you are watching this live, Smooth and myself, we love and appreciate you. And if you're watching this later on archive,
Our love is everlasting.
our love is everlasting on this terrific Tuesday, the multiple award-winning The Queen Silvy Show. Before I get into my guest, I do want to remind you to be kind and spread the word for someone else to come on in and get some of this super greatness. But I also want to share this with you. That too. But I like to share some motivational words from The Queen Silvy Show to you. The best way to make dreams come true is to wake up. It's never too late for a new beginning in your life. Simply have patience because all things are difficult before they become easy. So whatever you do, always give it 100%. And know that your journey to success begins when you put your best foot forward. That's right. And those are some motivational words from The Queen Silvy Show to you, baby. Yes, yes. We aim to bring the best in live entertainment, the talents, topics, and resources from around the world to you. But I do have shout outs to give to my deserving kings and queens all over the world. Like you, Simone Enterprise and Entertainment Company and the Simone Family Foundation. A journey through healing with Beatrice Crawford Daniels, Kinsley Patino, Queen Jenna, Queen Ashley Follette Clark, and Kenneth Rawls.
Shout out to you.
The Helen Myers, Peace Meyer, Corey and Casey Patinio, Joan Mercer.
Shout out to you.
To Queen Aaliyah, Asia, Tay, Maya, Camille, and Dejour.
Shout out to you.
You like my voice? Me too. To my grandsons, Omori, Jonathan Jr., Tyron, and my great-grandson, DJ.
Shout out to you.
To Jonathan Easley, Lee, Alan Sr., Wade, and Katrina LP, and Cynthia, Melvin, and Teresa.
Shout out to you.
Queen Sonia, Kaki, Shanika, Alana, Brianna, and Precious.
Shout out to you.
Nancy, Delia, and Chrissy from Fort Worth, Texas.
Shout out to you.
I think I need to clear my throat. One moment, please.
Roof, roof. Meow. Ee-haw.
Don't knock it till you try it. To Kelly and Ryan and the All-American Boys, Matt and Tracy, and the All-American Girls, hey.
Shout out to you.
To my friends in Africa, Amy Kanema, Webster Riddle, Hostile Flow, Hero Boy, and Princess Ariel Lua.
Shout out to you.
To Pamela Anderson, C. Shorty Franklin, Patricia Wilhelm McGiffin, Renita Easley, Gold Rosa, Donna Ferry, and Pam Bailey.
Shout out to you.
Sabrina Williams, Pinky Herman, Sassy Savage, DJ Team Brook 100, Robin Taylor, hey.
Shout out to you.
To Beth Lambert, Nicola Jones, Bethany Jones, and Kay Cross, who are my good friends in United Kingdom.
Shout out to you.
Lorenzo Gabaniza, Christine Lewis Anderson, James and Audrey, Edith Verhoek, Miguel Montebon, and my good friend, Joe Maz. Hey.
Shout out to you.
Yeah. Hey, if you love to be shouted out, if you have someone you love for us to represent and shout out, we will hook you up 3 days a week, every Tuesday, with the multiple award-winning The Queen Silvy Show every Wednesday with Tim's Titbits, special co-host Larry E. out of Dallas, Texas, and every Thursday with the Now You Know Show with Queen Silvy and Smooth Tim. As we bring the best in live entertainment, talents, topics, and resources from around the world just for you, check out this resource. And when we get back, hey, let's get it going with my fantastic guests on The Queen Silvy Show. Hey, we are back on this terrific Tuesday. I hope you're kind and spread the word for someone else to come on in and get this knowledge, this inspiration, and super greatness we have in store for you. Highly rated motivational speaker with 15 years experience as an empowerment specialist, corporate executive and group facilitator, empowering you to find your purpose, build confidence, gain personal empowerment without all that anxiety and stress. You heard me? Always with you in mind, I introduce to you empowerment specialist, trainer, and motivational speaker, author, singer, songwriter, ministering nationally and internationally.
Jeez, take a breath. That's
Your
a long
coach.
list, isn't it?
Hey, your coach, Natasha Rawls.
Hey, I'm super excited to be here.
Well, I am too. I am honored that you are here. I'm honored that you had time to be here today because busy is what you are, making a difference worldwide. I'm going to start off by letting you know that I charge my audience every night so they're ready to go. So audience, give it up to her. I have to start out with an applause because you made history as the first Black female elected to city council in Roswell, New Mexico. Give it up. What? You lived in Roswell for about, 26 years?
So New Mexico,
New Mexico.
26 years, but all throughout New Mexico, Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, Santa Fe, Carlsbad, and Roswell.
Go ahead.
I was there probably about 10 26 years in Roswell, the majority of the time.
So you lived there, but I gotta also say that you were a contender for the mayor. What? What?
Yes, ma'am.
There's that audience again. But what inspired you to take such a political role? For not just for a female, but just why? What was that like for you?
In the middle of the
Like
desert.
a divine appointment.
What was that? I didn't hear you.
I was asking, was Mr. Tim going to chime in?
No, go ahead. She said, take a job in the middle of the desert.
Take a job in the middle of the desert for sure. It was kind of like a divine appointment, I was going through a hard time challenging my own life. I'm pretty apolitical, so it's not something that I ever had in my crosshairs to pursue. And one day I stepped into an office of one of the city councilors and she said, "We're looking for someone to run in Ward 1. And me, I'm so green. I'm like, "Where's Ward 1? She whips out this map. And believe it or not, I live like one block within Ward 1.
Wow.
I've been trying to move for forever. I was ready to get out of that house just for personal reasons. And so I knew it was a divine setup that the Lord was trying to get me to run. Of course, they said, "Oh, it'll be just like attending a PTO meeting." That's how they got me. But it was more or less like getting a new master's degree, another college course. But it was so rewarding to be able to serve my community in that capacity. And then, of course, you see things you don't like. I'm not going to do a smear campaign or run anybody down. So put your money where your mouth is. And so that's how I ended up running for mayor. First African-American woman to run for mayor in the city of Roswell, New Mexico.
Go ahead. That is great. You should have a plaque, a big, gigantic plaque and picture on the wall. That is a great accomplishment. But, if you was to put a plaque or a big picture of your accomplishments, your wall would be filled. I mean, you worked in Christian ministry for 25 years, ministry nationally and internationally. Am I correct? Natasha Rawls Global Ministries. You still got that going on?
Yes, ma'am. I actually just have gone through a name shift because I'm a newlywed. I've been married a whole 6 months.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Ooh, yeah. Is this your first marriage?
This is actually my second marriage. So I thought I was a veteran and I would come into marriage. I'm old hat. I know how to do marriage. I was a good wife then. I could definitely be a good wife now that I'm older, more mature.
Right.
And it's a whole learning process.
Well, congratulations to you. Congratulations. But tell me, what's your purpose and your mission and your driving force for all this amazing work that you do in this world?
Well, number one is always to please the Lord. God, whatever it is that you have, doors that you have open, I want to run through them. I want to give my best, yes, and operate in the spirit of excellence, but then to serve people. I believe that's the whole mission. Serving people where they are, helping them to live out their purpose and be inspired to live their God-given purpose and, be their authentic self. And so many people are going through traumatic situations or have gone through trauma and haven't recovered well. And
Right.
So here I am as an empowerment specialist to help you get unstuck, to give you that push that you need, that gentle push, that tough love. Sometimes I coddle, my clients as well, but to pray you through so you can get to the other side of through.
Well, I must say that you are amazingly gifted. You're blessed and busy, busy, busy. I want to touch your bases and I want my audience to get to know a little of this and that about you because I think that you are one of those strong, phenomenal warriors. And I want to start out with the books because you are also an author. The first book that you have is Walking in Kingdom Authority, which is a must, in my opinion, for new beginners. But tell me more about the book and how others can obtain it. We have the picture of it. Yeah, right there. Uh-huh.
I love that. And it really, the picture on the book should kind of embody what the mission is. When we come into this journey called life, we have to learn how to walk, crawl. We got to learn all the stuff. And, we want to be mature warriors. When we lead this life, we want to have lived a full life. We want to make it count for something, leave a legacy. I don't want to just exist. I don't want to just survive. I really want to enjoy my life and have that abundant life and, be purposeful with the breath that we're given.
Right.
So every morning I'm like, Lord, what do you want to do with this breath today? Everybody doesn't get that privilege every single day that sooner or later there'll be an expiration date, right?
Right.
But while we got this breath, I want to do my best work each and every day. Life does happen. But hey, we can still give our best effort.
Amen to that. So how do someone gain authority in the kingdom of God?
So when we talk about walking in authority, it's not anything that you can earn or anything, that we're good enough, we have to qualify for. It's a system that God has already set up, the kingdom system, so that we individually can be successful in our God-given mission. And then he puts us together in community. And so this authority is just God-given authority. As he trusts you and you build that, relationship with him, then you just have to figure out how to walk it out. Now, some people take a whole lifetime to figure it out, but if we are mentoring one another and, doing discipleship correctly, we're supposed to help accelerate your learning. So you don't have to make every pitfall that I've made. And, the great mentors that the Lord sent me helped me to avoid some pitfalls. Of course, there were some that I just wanted to, take advantage of anyway, right? We make our own decisions. We have free will. People tried to restrain me and say, hey, don't do this. But that innate nature, that rebellious side was like, I'm going to do it anyway. I could do it my way. You know how we do.
We all human, you know what I'm saying? And it's how you come out of that testimony. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But, you making me feel good already. I could just see you you are like on television, but girl, you are doing it. And I'm glad that you're even spreading the word and making the difference internationally as well, because we all are going through things and we need that positivity, that inspiration. Some don't have the guidance. They don't know. And, when I meet a lot of people, they say they don't know how to pray, but it starts with that talking, that releasing on it. But we're not going church. Amen. I'm going in my church mode. Let me moonwalk out of that. And we're going to continue on with the second book, which is Touching Heaven, Shaking Hell. I like that title, by the way. It's a foundational book on prayer, 58 pages. But tell me about the book and what do you want readers to take from this book?
That was a perfect segue. You were talking about we got to learn how to pray. And I was like, oh.
Right.
One day I came home after probably a church service and I laid down and I heard those words, touching heaven, shaking hell. And basically, if we understand our authority, we have our relationship with Jesus Christ intact. We have that conversation going. Every time we go into the throne room and we're praying, we're making our petitions known before the Lord, hell gets nervous because we have authority and we can get results. And so, if we can raise up powerful prayer warriors who know how to pray, who know how to entreat the presence of the Lord and get results, we can see a different kind of world,
right?
A world full of love, a world full of peace, all this injustice that's happening, wars and rumors of wars, just so much that could be so overwhelming. But I've learned, and I teach people how to run to the rock that's higher than we are. I can't handle it. My shoulders are not that big, so I have to go and, release. I have to go and cry out to the Lord. I have to go lay my burdens down. And so I show other people how to do that too, so that you can get up, dust your face off, wipe the tears away, and go again, begin again.
That is amazing because, I have a friend that I thought that was weird, but no, it's not weird. She took in one of her bedrooms, the closet is her prayer closet. She go in there, have her pictures and her things, and she pray every day for her children and all. But it don't matter where you are, as long as you get that release, as long as you get that blessing and that fulfillment that you need to get it off your chest. People walking around in this world, they may be talking to themselves or doing something wrong, but they need to kind of gear their path just a little bit. There is hope. One Amazon bestseller with yourself, Natasha, and other pioneering authors from around the world coming up with this book. And I love the title of this too, Dear Superwoman. What?
Dear Superwoman.
I love that. Tell me about this book and how they can be obtained as well. We're
So
going
it's
to
kind
break
of
the
like
book. We're going to break every pocketbook right now because everything is needed right now.
we need it. We need it. That inspiration, encouragement. So this book is kind of like chicken soup for the soul, where you get some good stories, heartwarming stories, and stories of testimony and breakthrough and how you overcome, life challenges. So there's 28 co-authors in there. At the time, my husband and I weren't married, so he even penned a section of the book, and he wrote a poem. Dear Superwoman poem. So you guys got to check that out.
That
He's
is
pretty
great.
prolific in his words. And,
Wow, I wish
I
he
think
was right there. I'd be like, go on, put him on, read that. That's very interesting. And that is in the book?
that is in the book.
All
He
right.
wrote a poem, Dear Superwoman,
I
kind of
love
his story from the male perspective of when you're waiting on a wife. I know a lot of women in their different age categories, they want to have a desire to be married and they're waiting, but guess what, there are men out there who are waiting, they're looking for the right woman, the right wife, and so that's the perspective he wrote from. Waiting on my
hats off
Superwoman.
to your king. Okay. That's what's up. But I'm sharing a little bit about you, and I have to say it must be a little bit because you're just doing so much, and everything that you're doing is a blessing. It's a blessing and a gift to someone in the world. And I know if you could just make a difference in one person, you've done it. But listen, you made a difference in the political field. You made a difference as an author, and what those important words are powerful. And what you've done is incredible, but it don't stop. I mean, you have 2 worship albums. Lord help me. Whispers from the Heart of God.
That was my very first album that I did put out personally. I've sang background for other artists over the years. Always loved singing. My dad is a musician, so since I was knee high to a grasshopper, I've been singing. He's
It's
had
in the
us
blood.
singing background vocals all the time, talent shows, all of that. And so this was the season where I was going through a challenging time and I started writing. And that was part of that release that we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It was through singing that I was able to share my testimony, and, through learning how to lean on Jesus. That's one of the songs, that's how I made it through, and I still make it through. And I know it seems like I've done a lot, but it really stems from, Lord, how can I please you today? That's really, where it comes from. And so when we just make that our quest and our mantra of our life, God will use you to do all kinds of things. So I
And
just look at it like an adventure.
right.
And so whatever you want to do today, my best friend, my partner, adventurer, let's do it.
Amen.
And I'm open.
Wow. I can sing. I mean, I can't sing, but I can sing in the shower.
Hey, that works.
That works for me. The other album that you have is New Praise and Worship. Tell me a little on that one.
So I was able to work with some artists that basically, musicians that have worked with like Bethel Music and some of these major artists, Kim Smith. And so they came together, we did a collective, I wrote some songs, and so they played them for me and we recorded them in Tennessee. So that's kind of that second album.
Wow.
Just quick and easy. So maybe that'll be in the works in the future. We'll see.
Well, you know what? Do it if that's what you want to do, because you're doing a very good job. I know he's looking down saying, job well done, girlfriend. Job well done. But let me ask you, as a professional, Natasha, and a woman of God, what role does spirituality play in your role as an empowerment specialist and a motivator, or anything that you do in life?
That's the core of who I am. That's the core of who I desire to be. And that's how I'm able to live bold and courageous and, be the authentic version that God is calling me to be, is that spiritual piece. That's the meat of the matter. Everything else stems from there. But I haven't always been, this good or this great or look this clean on paper. We all have a story, right?
Right. And
I'm many comeback stories.
I'm building up to that because I'm curious to know, because like I say, we all are human. Some people come out of it okay and some people don't. But before we do, share your educational background for me and what it is that you do as an empowerment specialist, trainer, and motivational speaker.
So my full-time career before I jumped full-time into being an empowerment specialist as an educator. So I've been a teacher, I've been a child care development center director, I've worked in the graduate school teaching business courses. So I've run the gamut in education, and I love being in the classroom, inspiring, motivating students. And it was just a shift. So what I was able to do in ministry now coupled with the virtual space. Before COVID came, I didn't know it was coming, of course. I was just kind of like shocked as everybody else. But the Lord had me pivot the ministry to more of a virtual space. And so even throughout COVID, I was able to work with clients one-on-one. We did some women's conferences in Pakistan, partnered with a pastor there. We since started a school there in Pakistan and still been able to do those global ministries. And it's kind of funny because right before COVID, I was like, Lord, this overseas travel is so hard. I'm getting older now. I think I'm done with that. You know how we tell the Lord what we are and ain't gonna do, is and ain't gonna do. Um, so coming out of COVID, the first international trip, the Lord had me go to the Philippines for 2 weeks.
Wow.
And I was so excited. After you've been trapped in the house and you can't
Right?
leave, you're excited to go back on the mission field and do whatever the Lord has for you at that point, as he shifts your perspective.
I think it takes a lot of courage to go out of country, especially. It takes a lot of courage to get into spreading the gospel because a lot of people just don't want to hear it. And then secondly, now you're going into a second world country, so to speak, where you may not necessarily be embraced, welcome with open arms.
Did you experience that at all?
Definitely. We've gone through different places. So coming out of COVID, of course, people were still a little bit leery of traveling. There were many Americans who got stuck outside of the US for months at a time. So of course that's in my mind, like, what if this ramps up again and I'm out of the country? How am I going to get back into the country? We do a lot of Mexico missions, especially being in New Mexico. And so the cartels was a big deal at that time and they were beheading people. So it's definitely important to, number one, be led by the Spirit. And then, of course, do all of your safety protocols that to do, stay with the group, things like that, know people that are in those areas. And then even when you get there, you meet all kinds of people. And normally our entrance is, can I pray for you? And that's it. Most people will not say, no, don't pray for me. And even if they say no, we can still pray in our heart for them, right? They're still going to get prayer.
Right.
But that opens the door for at least the conversation and for God to move. And, we've seen so many miracles, testimonies of healing, testimonies of, resurrected from the dead, all kinds of things that happen. Not that God doesn't do that in America, because he does it right here in the US too. It's just over there, they don't have an option in B, C,
You
D,
see a
E, F,
difference, of some of the good things we have here and take for granted, and there's some in the world that's just really having it hard, and that affects the mind too as well.
All over the world, it's hard. That's kind of why I asked that. I've seen on the news where they have travel advisories to the Bahamas and to Jamaica now because of the violence there, and it's like, my goodness, the world needs to calm down.
Well, my favorite saying is faith over fear. And obviously you have faith over fear, and you're a warrior to carry out to the lengths that you do. So again, audience, where are you? There you are.
And I tell people it doesn't mean you don't have fear. It means you're going to do it in the face of fear. You're going to move forward. And so I tell people, one of my favorite writers and authors herself, Joyce Meyer, she says, do it afraid. And so I started practicing that in my life. So even if my knees are knocking together and the Lord's asked me to do something, my heart's racing, I'm going to do it. And what I found is, we build it up so big in our head, and we have this false evidence appearing real. We've already played it all out of how awful it's going to be. And then you do it and it's like, wow, it wasn't even that bad. And, maybe it was some fun and you had some enjoyment doing it, and then you want to do it more. And so, as you are practicing your relationship with the Lord, being attentive to what he asks you to do it afraid. And then watch what happens on the other side of that fear.
I totally agree with you on that. But now is just the question that I've been like just holding on to know, and because we all go through things in life, we all do. Hopefully, we come out with a testimony. You're human. Personally, can you share a testimony of a challenge that you faced and overcome in life?
So many challenges. I was a single mom. Had my daughter at the age of 18, so I was a teen mom and still trying to figure out how to do life. So I was on welfare, and then God has brought me forth to millionaire status at this phase in the game through real estate and investments, things like that. Um, Divorce. I've gone through the trauma of divorce. I was married 13 years, and as a Christian in ministry, was embarrassed and ashamed and full of guilt that, wow, I did all the stuff the church told me to do, but my marriage didn't work out. And so I didn't think there was any life after that. I've been fired from jobs, not just one job, jobs. That's traumatic to be fired. You think you're doing a good job, you're giving them your blood, sweat, and
Right?
tears. At the end of the day, you're dispensable, right? They're like,
They're
"We can
lost.
replace you."
They're lost because your path opened up and you are doing a heck of a job with everything that you do. I mean, I'm proud of you. I'm glad to meet you, and I'm honored that you are on the show. I love your attitude. When you mentioned Joyce, isn't her Myers? I know her. She's an advantage to be on TV. You need your show too. You need to be right after her show. Pop your show in and do what you're doing. But without me crossing any confidentiality of any of your clients, what are some of the concerns that you hear or things that you find that you have to help these clients navigate to get to where they need to go?
So relationships is a big deal, whether it's marriage or you're single, wanting a relationship, navigating how to parent, especially when it comes to those teenage years.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get a schedule? Some of my clients are young moms. So how do you get a schedule to navigate? I want to live a life and this kid won't sleep, so we work on that. Time management. We work on a lot of finances. Many women, especially if they've been in a marriage where the husband kind of ran the financial aspect, they have no clue of what's next. And so we do a lot of personal management. And then, of course, there are women out there who have a business idea, but they just haven't developed the confidence to go out and start their business. So I show them how to begin a business, strategies for having a successful business, and then being able to scale that business to the next level so you can maximize your impact. So those are some of the key areas. And like I said, for my life, the core is the spiritual piece. So we, in all of that, work on the core foundation, the spiritual piece.
Mm-hmm.
Who has God called you to be? Who are you? We work on digging out that identity and then creating a blueprint of how do we get from point A and we're going to point B.
I love it. I love it.
I think when you're talking about relationships with other people, you're talking about with children and stuff. I find that stuff so extremely interesting because you have to, first off, to get anything done, they got to buy in. So it can't be your way or the highway. And how do you negotiate your clients through that?
All right. So it just depends where you are in this parenting process. So if you do it right and lay a strong foundation, there is no bargaining. It is my way because I am the parent. Now, if you're waiting till teen years and now you're trying to set some boundaries with your kids, it gets a little bit challenging, especially if you've allowed Timmy or a little cute Susie to say and do whatever they want to do whenever they feel like it, and they think they run the house. It's a little bit challenging to get things back in order. So it takes, a process of communication, reestablishing those boundaries, and then sticking with those boundaries. Oftentimes it's not the kids. Kids want discipline. Kids crave structure, whether they have that language to be able to say that, but they need that.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's the parents that'll be like, it takes too much energy to
Right.
keep these boundaries in place. And so they let them slide and they move out the way, So we just take back our power. That's pretty much it in a nutshell.
That's that attention. Kids love attention, and sometimes they get attention. They want attention in ways that be overlooked. And if you overlook things, it can go down the wrong path in there. So you got your work cut out. You ever had a client that you just was like, I can't handle this, I don't want to accept it? Have you ever refused a service for someone?
So if I feel like I am more intentional and I desire the transformation more than my client, and they're not willing to do the work, we have those discussions up front. If you don't want to do the work, this is not going to work for you.
Mm-hmm.
I could talk to you and pray for you till I'm blue in the face, but if you're not willing to hold yourself accountable and do your part, and I'm dragging you along, this is not, you don't need a mentor at this point. You're not ready.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to waste your time. I don't want you to waste my time. But when you're ready, I'll still be right here. And then we can work the plan together.
I love that. You didn't just book them out. You just told them straight up, well, you got to be ready. And then when you are ready, I'm here for you. That's important. That made a difference, just to let the person know that you're still here for them. And, it all starts with a plan. I mean, okay, and some effort. But I believe that controlling the response to situations is beneficial for less stress and anxiety. You agree with me on that?
I do agree. It's all about perspective because, we're only responsible for what we're responsible for. But sometimes we try to take on the weight of the world. We stress about things that we have no control over. And then we live in this realm of the what ifs. What if this happens? What if that happens? And then we stress ourselves out and it hasn't even happened yet. When we could use that same energy, and number one, we could pray and ask the Lord to intervene. We could pray, how do you want me to intervene? I remember for years I was praying, Lord, raise up righteous leaders in government. I didn't know the Lord was trying to raise me up.
Right.
I never specifically
That's
prayed
all
that.
right.
But we can pray, we can ask, how can we intervene? And then, of course, choose how I'm going to respond. I believe in an attitude of gratitude always. There's always a reason to give thanks.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter what's happening in the world, Lord, thank you for the lives of the people that were spared. Thank you for the kids that are protected.
Amen.
When things are happening. And then we pray and intercede for the bad things that are happening around us. But if we try to take all that on, we would just be stuck. We wouldn't get anything done.
Right.
Because we'd be here in our head and just overwhelmed, and stress can cause you to get stuck.
Yeah,
Anxiety can cause you to be paralyzed because you're just not going to do anything.
Well, some people be in denial in a lot of things in their life. They may be in denial that, hey, you're having anxiety, or hey, you just a little too stressed out. But, personally or work related, for those that's in denial right now, share some of the things that can even cause in your everyday life or at work anxiety and stress.
The word work it causes stress.
Right.
If you're in a toxic environment and you're going into work and you're just holding a seat, they have a new term for it now. They call it quiet quitting. You're there, your body's there, but your mind, you're already looking for that next job, or you're still at Starbucks, or you're still at home on the couch, because you don't want to be in that environment and it's a toxic environment. So you're stressed out just walking in the door. Anytime you think about your job, you're stressed out. And so you don't want to live like that. It's not healthy for your body. Your body has all of these chemical reactions that happen concerning stress that long-term have negative effects on the body. And so we can't live in a place of stress. So you've got to be intentional with your self-care. And this is men and women. I know Black women specifically, we get this banner of, oh, you're so strong, you can handle anything. Well, guess what? I don't want to handle any and everything just because I'm a Black woman and you see me as strong. I need peace. I need rest. I need clarity of heart, clarity of mind. And so that self-care is so important. But some people feel guilty. Like, I'm taking care of me. What is my family going to do without me? Guess what? They will figure it out. I mean, I don't want you to zone out every day, all day long, but an hour or two to yourself where you can just pray, get with the Lord, enjoy something that you enjoy. Me, I love massages, manicures, pedicures, nice little meal, sitting at the beach,
right?
Whatever it is that causes you to get calm in a place where you can just take some deep breaths and clear your mind. You need to do that. And I would say,
I do
every
that. Believe
day.
you me, I do. And you know what? I tell a lot of people that's one of the keys to a good marriage is you have to know when you need your space.
You know that's right.
You have to know, okay, he needs his space. I don't care if it's the garage or the bedroom, whatever. That's one of the best things, trust and believe me. And it took me 3 marriages, by the way, to figure out that was one of the key things that was missing, always trying to do for someone else. And I always tell people, how can you love someone else when you can't love yourself? You got to love yourself first. Put yourself a priority,
Sometimes we need an adult timeout, right? That's what I'm going to pin that right now. We need an adult timeout. As parents, we make our kids, when they're acting up, throwing tantrums, having a moment, go have a timeout. But we don't do this for some reason. I don't know why we lose that as adults. I have to put myself on timeout. I need a timeout.
Right.
Honey, for my marriage, honey, I need a timeout. I'm acting bad right now.
So, in working with people to help them make positive changes in their behavior, when they're so programmed, they're so self-programmed with such negativity, and you see the potential in them, not to turn them necessarily away, but what approach or advice would you take for someone like that?
I believe that there is hidden potential, unearthed potential in every human being because we have the DNA of the Lord in us. He's put his image in us. And so it's up to us. If we can't recognize it, I believe that God will send us divine helpers or people who can see what we can't see in ourselves that will push us and pull out those gems.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's part of what I get to do as an empowerment specialist, as we sit down and we begin to vision together. What is it that's been on your heart that maybe you even forgot about? Some of my strategy sessions I have with, some of my potential clients, even in just those moments, tears are shed because they're like, I haven't thought about these dreams in so long. I forgot about it. I had kids or I got married and I totally forgot that this was my heart, my passion. And so we begin to unearth that. And that's where the journey begins again. It's not that it wasn't there. We just have to go in and dig it out. Life has happened. And then we strategize. Okay, so if this is the desire that God has put in you, how are we going to make it happen? How are we going to see it come to fruition? Now the new buzzword is manifest.
Mm-hmm.
You just think about it and it just pops up. There's a place for that. But there is work that has to be done. There's going to be some sweat equity. You're going to have to be intentional and you're going to have to be disciplined. You're going to have to be focused. These are almost like 4-letter words in 2024. People don't want to hear these things,
Well,
but if you want to change and you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, then you're going to get busy, being focused, being intentional, ready to do the work.
That's right. Woo! You got me inspired, energized here. I'm like, ugh. It's a good day. I'm just saying every day is a good day when you wake up. You feel me? Start there and thank the Lord. But do you still, Natasha, offer the power-up calls?
Every Saturday.
Do
we
you?
meet live on a conference call line. I've even branched it out to Clubhouse. I'm trying my little feet on the Clubhouse app. It's almost like a little mini podcast, but we get a word of inspiration. So I pray, ask the Lord, what do you want to say to your empowerment warriors today? And then I just drop some nuggets and then we pray together. So I love Saturdays because it's kind of a pivotal day in the week. You can let go of the stress of everything that happened Monday through Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And now you can start preparing your heart, preparing your mind for what's to come. Make your declarations. Hey, this is going to be a great week. This is going to be a great week, not because I'm going to do everything right, but God, you already know what's up ahead. So because you've got the plan, I don't need to stress about it.
Is this for anyone? Can anyone join you on Saturdays?
Anyone can call in. It's absolutely free. I tell people, while you're in your PJs, you don't have to be up all the way. Just call in, put your phone on mute, just listen in and just receive.
So I can coffee clutch and just listen.
That's it. You don't have to do anything special. Just call in and listen in and receive.
So tell me more. How can they call in? You going to post it somewhere or how do they get the number to call in? I would have did
all
that.
over my social media platforms.
Huh?
Every Friday, Saturday, it's on there now. I can drop the phone number, but you have to give me a minute to pull it up.
Okay.
The conference call line.
That's perfectly fine. We're having a great conversation with the one and only, and I mean that she is the one and only, Natasha Rawls, and I'm honored that she's here. She has these power calls that I think is very, very important. Pass it along to someone else who may need that motivation, that inspiration, that prayer. Them good
And
words.
it really is. I mean, the feedback that I've gotten from those power up calls, individuals are like, this is my lifeline. This is where I get a little bit of hope for the week.
Right.
And, you don't know what I'm going through, but it's exactly what I needed. So I can push forward and go a little further. So, it's making a difference. And so I'm glad that it's just was stirred in my heart to do. And I've been faithful to continue to do it and raising up powerful prayer warriors through it as well. So here it is. So if you're going to call into the conference call line, it's area code 978-990-5000. Okay. And so that's the conference call line.
Say it one more time.
Area code 978-990-5000. And then you just put in the access code 895-235 # or hashtag 895-235 hashtag. And so that's 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so people can just pop on quick 30 minutes. We start at 10 a.m. Eastern and we're off normally about right at 10:28, 29, 10:30.
That's perfect. Just in time to go and fix you some brunch or some lunch. I'm going to post that on the website and post that on social media because I think that is so important. And, anything free around here is leaving the world. And this is a type of free that comes with blessings, come with what you need to survive in this world, in this life. It's a tool to help you think before you react in the wrong way or something. So I appreciate it and I love that very much. I thank you for taking the time being here on the show. You are enlightening and motivating the world. But before we go, is there anything that you want to add or any closing remarks that you'd like to say?
Well, Queen Silvy, you're absolutely gorgeous, and I appreciate you, your
Girl,
husband,
stop it. Okay.
working together, doing your thing. And I just wanted to share, I recently did my very first TEDx talk. We went all the way to Zimbabwe.
Wow.
And was part of a TEDx Borrowdale Women's event. So it's now on YouTube.
All right.
So I want everyone to go over and listen to it. I called it How to Live Before You Die. But TEDx has, the authority to change the title. And so they went with the alternate title, Rebuild Your Confidence, Transformational Techniques. So you can find it on YouTube. And I want you to do me a favor. Go there, watch it. It's 13 minutes and 55 seconds. Like it, and then write me a little comment.
All right.
Whether it's a quote, some takeaway, did it inspire you? Was anything that you would add to it? Give me some good feedback.
I love
That way we can stay connected. So that's on YouTube. Check it out. That TEDx talk. I'm super excited to see what God's
I'm gonna check that out. I didn't know that one. Hey, and I will leave a comment. I'll leave something in, and I advise everyone else to do that. I mean, everyone has to take a few minutes for themselves, and this is one of the things that you can do when you take a few minutes for yourself to build yourself, to get that motivation. Yes. Woo! Wow. Smooth over here praying. Are you saying a prayer for me, Smooth? No, just kidding. So listen, how can you be followed on social media as well as where they can go again to purchase your books, Walking in Kingdom Authority, Touching Heaven, Shaking Hell, the #1 Amazon bestseller, Dear Superwoman, as well as your worship albums, Whispers from the Heart of God and New Praise and Worship?
All right. Well, we're on all the social media platforms. I am kind of rebranding, since the newlywed marriage name change. So it's YourCoachNatasha.com. I also have a free gift there for you. So if you add on there, YourCoachNatasha.com /free-gift, go over there. I've got a quick little ebook called 90 Days, actually 5 Ways to Skyrocket Your Confidence. So go grab that. All of the books are going to be on Amazon. The earlier books like Walking in Kingdom Authority, you can find those in Barnes & Noble, some of those other distribution outlets. And then the music, it's on Pandora, it's on Spotify. So just go in there. I think it's still under my former name because I haven't changed that, but Natasha N. Mackey Rawls. All right. I'm going to be letting the Mackie go, but you can find those older items under Mackie. Okay.
Yeah, well, you're one of those Googleable persons. She is, ladies and gentlemen. You can simply Google her, and you are going to find this phenomenal woman doing so much things everywhere. And I'm honored that you took the time on the show. You know that you are more than welcome to come back, and I hope so, because you have so much to offer, and I love this platform to be a part of the sharing of the greatness that you have. You're very compassionate, very passionate, loving Christian woman. Girl, your king has a queen, and I wish you all good luck and congratulations again on your marriage.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right.
Now, I did see on the Queen Silvy show that you are a comedian.
Yes.
So we're going to have to do some jokes together next time I come back. Okay.
I know.
think I'm kind of hilarious too.
Well, that's good. Call me anytime. We can do that. But if I do it right now on the show, I'm like, who paying me? Just
So do you perform live?
Yes. We've been all over doing. Well, actually, some years back when Smooth retired, we sold the house and I bought an RV and I traveled doing stand up for a while, and then ended up in Texas for 8 years.
We've done stand up from New York City to Los Angeles. So,
everywhere.
yeah.
We've been everywhere. I love humor. The Bible and laughter to me are two tools you need in your life. So, yeah, that's what I do. We'll connect.
Definitely agree. So if you guys want to jumpstart that vision, we might have to jump on the road with you.
Well, let's do what we must do, right? Carrying out the missions.
Yeah.
But hey, I appreciate you taking the time being here on the show. We will most definitely be in touch with you, and I'm honored.
Thank you, Queen Silvy. Thank you, Mr. Tim.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me once again.
You're very welcome.
And hey, let's cut and give them a little bit of something to resource, and we shall be right back, folks.
For fun and games and play for cash. That's right. Sylvia Mid, the fun word guessing game is back, and you can come aboard and play. It's simple. Just email us your name and contact information, and you are in there, baby. Yeah.
Alrighty then. Very enjoyable.
That was so wonderful.
Natasha's an interesting individual.
She is a blessed individual, giving blessings. I feel blessed to have her on the show and to share just a tab of her greatness that she provides worldwide, and we are honored that she was on the show. Please follow her. Stay tuned, because we're going to post a lot of information pertaining to her, and it's important. So get it, spread the word. The power of call is also important, that she does every Saturday, and you can just sit right there on your couch with your cup of tea and get your blessings on and stuff. And again, I'm going to repeat the books that she have available on Amazon, and it's Walking in Kingdom Authority, Touching Heaven, Shaking Hell, and the #1 bestseller that's right now on Amazon, Dear Superwoman. I advise you to go and get that as well. You need music. She has that covered. Whispers from the Heart of God and New Praise and Worship. Go and get yourself connected. Get your blessings. Build your inner strength and confidence that you do need. But do that there. Smooth.
Queen.
How you doing?
How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I just want people to know that we aim to bring the best in live entertainment, talents, topics, and resources from around the world just for you. Today is Tuesday. Tomorrow, hey, you know what that is. That is Wonderful Wednesday with Tim's Tidbits. Special co-host Larry E. out of Dallas, Texas. I know he's not going to say anything about it. Got to tune in to find out, and that is in the evening, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but do check your time zones, and then join us on Thursday. That is the Now You Know Show with Queen Silvy and Smooth Tim, bringing you inspirational, encouraging
potpourri of entertainment.
Exactly what it is, coming from the heart just for you. We'll also be showcasing a special music video at the end of that show, and that is in the evening, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, do check your time zones. Smooth, how can we be followed?
Simply Google us, as I said earlier in the show, and go to our YouTube site, and you can catch all of the shows by simply dropping in The Queen Silvy Show in the search engine, or you can Google The Queen Silvy Show and you'll get all kinds of stuff. I mean, we are everywhere. We're here, we're there, we're everywhere.
And I'm about to go into the kitchen. So there you have it. You know, I had just my cup of tea. So it's now time to smash, to pig out on something to eat. Eh?
Well, let us bounce.
Let us bounce.
Till next week. Same Queen time, same Queen station. We'll holla. Bye.